Well, hello. Today I'd like to talk to you about the Waterman Forum. I'm going to give you my first impressions of a lower cost pen from Waterman, which is no longer made. So let's take a look at it. Alright, so this is the Waterman Forum fountain pen. I bought this for a ridiculously, well, let's say a ridiculous amount of money, but I didn't spend too much. So, if we look at it, it's, alright, so if we look at it, on one end, on the finial, we have words that I can't read, so let me grab a magnifier. Alright, so on one end, we have Waterman, France. And then these red rings. More red rings. A little bit of trademarking there. And then the trademarking on the top. So you know it's a Waterman. Nothing else on the barrel. The barrel is just a fingerprint magnet. It's just shiny silver, which the autofocus on this camera hates. I would have passed this pen by, but it has a plastic section which makes it easier to grip. So, plain ordinary plastic section. You know, the nib is no great shakes. Or that was a feed. And the nib is a Waterman France fine. And in case you're wondering, that is definitely a steel nib. Open the pen up. Oh, I grabbed a Waterman converter, but I must have already put one in because I know this and I have another equivalent Waterman that I bought at the same time that they did not come with converters. So I was thinking ahead at some point. So if we're using a nice Waterman pen, what ink would make more sense than a nice helping of Parker Quink washable blue? So this pen came out probably in the 90s, if I remember correctly. I think there were several versions. Oh, there was some Bob. Oh yeah, we got a good snort in that first batch there. I believe there were several colors of the rings, but I honestly have not researched this model very much. I bought it more because I've been getting curious about Watermans. Okay, there we go. So, interestingly, there must be something in the barrel. It's hard for me to see, but it kind of wanted to, yeah, it did. So I think this converter is just a teensy bit too long for the pen, because the barrel, when I screwed it on, kind of turned the piston a little bit. Good to know, and hopefully remember. Alright, so the Waterman Forum, one thing I'm finding is it's actually pretty comfortable to hold. I was wondering how it compares in size to a Parker Vector, because it's what, I don't know, that's what's springing to mind right away. Oh yeah, you can't see that, but a little bit longer than a Parker Vector. And the sections are, I think the section's a little wider. Alright, so we're using, of course, Parker Quink washable blue. Testing for flex. You know, with this nib, I expect none. Although I seem to be able to coax a little line variation out of it. You know, I'm not going to press too hard because it's not designed for that. But I'm definitely getting a little line variation. Not too objectionable on the paper. Let's see, wetness and flow. I think it's actually doing pretty well there too. Smear test. wetter than I expected it to be. As far as reverse writing, kind of scratchy, extra fine. In fact, even though I've dialed down the exposure, it barely shows up. And finally, the world famous Peer Gustafson test. And it passes that one with flying colors. So my first impression is that this is a daily writer pen, but we shall see. So that was the Waterman Forum I mentioned in the video. It sort of makes me think of a Parker Vector. I think it's going after that same market, but I think it has, a little bit classier look to it. I like its look. I don't normally like metal pens, but there's something about those red stripes on it that just appealed to me. And I like the section is not metal, so yeah, I mean, amazing pen. I'm just like, whoa, no. But a good, reliable pen. And low cost. It was low cost in its time. So, yeah, I'm quite taken with it. Will I ink it up all the time? No, but it definitely fits. Speaking of fitting, I'm not wearing a shirt. Okay, I'm wearing a sweater. I'm not wearing a shirt with a pocket. Let's try that. But it actually fits over this thick sweater pretty well, so definitely passes the pocket test. And, nice and well balanced to write with. If you're into the posting thing, it does post. I kind of like that it's a snap cap. I actually sort of a fan of snap caps in a lot of settings. I wish more pens were snap caps. But anyway, if you're looking for a low-cost writing option that's pretty decent, check out the Waterman Forum. So hope that was interesting. Hope that was useful. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.